guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got one that the whole world has been waiting on. Well, maybe not the whole world, but the whole world that has a Honda Rebel 1100. These things have been out for a couple years now, but you have not been able to flash them until now. This thing has a lot of restrictions in it, and this is a super cool bike, or what should be a super cool bike when we get finished. But as of right now, this thing has a top speed on an 1100cc bike of 100 miles per hour. Come on, man. How are we gonna have this big, powerful bike and we can only go 100 miles per hour on the off-road streets of Mexico, of course? Anyways, we're gonna fix all that today. I'm gonna show you, basically this bike is a 6-speed transmission. It hits top speed in 4th gear right now from the factory. We're gonna get rid of all those restrictions, flash this ECU, open this thing up, and really get some power out of it. Let's see what we can do. Stay with us, guys. Here we go. Before we get to doing any more talking, we're gonna get to running this thing. Look at the temperature inside the room right now. It's insane hot. We're about to crank on all the fans in the ceiling, in the back door. We're gonna crank them all on everywhere. Try to keep this thing cool and see what we can get out of it. Let's talk about the modifications it has. It has a Black Widow header system and a Cobra slip-on muffler. The thing overall sounds pretty good, but it's just not performing the way we want it to because of all the restrictions. Now, the customer has also done pair valve block off plates, but the thing has still got a little snap, crackle, pop, and backfire on decel just due to how lean it's running. The bike runs super lean from the factory. Then when you open up the exhaust system on this thing, it's not getting nowhere near enough fuel. We're gonna correct all that in the flash as well. Let's run it now. To start with, I'm gonna run it in 4th gear. You're gonna see the speed. Then I'm gonna run it in 5th gear. You're gonna see the speed. Then I'm gonna run it in 6th gear. You're gonna see the speed. And it ain't never gonna change, guys. 100 miles an hour, that's all she'll do. You hear how the idle kind of surges as well? The little it's because it's not getting enough fuel. It needs more fuel. There you go, 5th and 6th, we made a pull. Now our dyno curve is kind of ugly because of course we let off and did all kind of stuff here. But let me try to simplify it a little bit for you. You can see we just made 80 horsepower. But this is our first pull and you can see it goes up. It's pulling hard and then all of a sudden, boom, nosedives, cuts off. So I'm gonna show you why here in just a second. All right, guys, so I got the file opened up here. This is a stock file for a Honda 1100 Rebel. So we are going to open up our other maps section, and then in our electronic throttle valve table, we click on this. Then we got map set 1, which is our sport mode, and then we can put the bike in gear, 1st gear, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, and so on. And the throttle tables are pretty much the same, okay? So we dynoed it in 5th gear just then, and you can see that these numbers here, these are the, I guess you would say, throttle percentages that your hand is giving it. These numbers in here is how many throttle percentage, or how much throttle percentage the bike or the ECU is giving it. And then these over here are our RPMs. So you can see here the highest it ever goes is 87% throttle at 3,000 RPMs, and then that's all we ever get. It never goes to 100% throttle. We're gonna fix all that stuff today, and then also we're gonna go in and get rid of the top speed limiter. We can also adjust the idle a little bit. We can do all kind of different things in this ECU, but let me get to work getting rid of the restrictions on this thing and dialing in the fuel, so this thing is gonna run a million times better here in just a second. We're almost finished with this Rebel. It's been a long day for me because I've been working on this thing in and out, in and out, in and out, trying to learn all the features and settings on this bike in this ECU. Remember, this is the first one of these we've done, and I am really happy to show you the gains here in just a second. We have also got crazy top speed gains out of this thing. The 100-mile-per-hour top speed limiter that we had from the factory, that's gone. The lean running conditions that we had cruising around, that's gone. We got this thing ripping. Let me show you what it's all about. I'm gonna do the first dyno pull in 5th gear. We're gonna get our horsepower because that's what we dynoed it in to start with when we first did the run. Then we're gonna slow down, then we're gonna put it in 6th, and I'm gonna show you real speed what this thing is capable of now. Currently 101 degrees in the dyno room. So the results are in. We started out with 80 horsepower, now we got 88 horsepower, and look how this thing keeps climbing to the moon. It really makes a big difference. Now remember, we dynoed it in 5th gear. 4th, 5th, and 6th are all the same. They all stop super early before 7,000 RPMs. You can see here we made our peak power at 7,100, and the thing just kept on pulling. So it seems to like it. That doesn't necessarily need to rev to 8,000. I would say probably shift it around 7,500 if this was mine, because you can see the torque starts to fall off pretty good. So shifting 72, 7,300 should be really good. Now let me show you where the ECU is on this thing if you want to send your ECU in to get flashed. If you own one of these motorcycles, there's no way you couldn't want to send it in and get it flashed. You got to take this seat off. Let me do that right quick. All right, seat is off. Literally, the ECU is buried kind of under the battery. Now, we got this one just kind of, I guess you'd say, rigged up so I could tune it, so I could take the ECU in and out easily. For you, you're just going to be mailing the ECU to us. Very simple process. You're going to remove the ECU. You're going to send it in to us. We're going to flash it, and you're going to get it back in a couple days. We send them back out within 2 days of arrival. Happens super quick. When you get the ECU back, all you got to do is plug the ECU in, and then you're going to want to unplug the factory O2 sensors. So the factory O2 sensors on this machine, I want to be careful not to touch it. She's crazy hot right there. Okay, on the back side here, you will see a little wire, and I have unplugged it. I'm stuck. Hold on a second. My cord got stuck on the camera. Anyways, the wire right here, you can see I've got it loose. It's zip tied up in there. You can more or less just leave that loose, okay? That's not gonna hurt anything, but you can see right there is where it was plugged in, okay? I've got that unplugged. There's another one on the same exact side. The same exact side. How does that make any sense? On the opposite side in the same exact spot. That's what I meant to say. So you can see the O2 sensor wire. I'm trying to look, point, and not touch the hot exhaust. There's the O2 sensor. It comes up and plugs in right here. And you can see I've got it unplugged as well. Now you don't have to go off and tape off any of the connections or anything. We kill those in the ECU. Nothing to worry about there. But you do have to unplug those. The O2 sensors tell the bike to run too lean. We don't want that. That's part of the reason it drives crappy riding around. You unplug those, it runs off what we tell it and makes the bike run a million times smoother. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Go to moremafia.com. Go to the ECU flashing page. Once you get to the ECU flashing page, you will see another video pop up that has frequently asked questions and explains the process of how to get your ECU flash. Watch that video. All the details are there for what you need to do to send it in to get it done. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. We do videos like this all the time on all kinds of bikes. Oh, and if you got a Harley or something like that, you better look out. These Rebel 1100s, they're definitely gonna take it to you. This right here, guys, is more horsepower than a new Harley has, and it weighs probably 200 or 300 pounds less. In reality, on the street, that means, you're gone. I do, see ya. All right, guys, the Rebel 1100 Flash is ready. This thing rides insane. I'm not gonna lie, it really, really surprised me. Took it out, used it around the parking lot the first time, gas on a little bit. I'm like, whoa, did that just, I swear it like almost picked the front tire up. So I'm like, hey, let me try it again. We'll show you how it does. We're gonna take it up to 4,000 RPMs. We're just gonna smack the gas, no clutch, no nothing. Check out this cruiser, dude. Guys, hit us up, moremafia.com. Let's get your Rebel 1100 ECU flashed.